Good morning. How you doing? Feel your energy, and it's strong. What we're going to do today is we're going to heal our minds and our bodies and our spirits through a functional movement practice. Got about 11 movement combos and, getting up and down, doing what we do. You know how we do. So we'll get started in just a moment here. So if you want to just touch those wrists a little bit, get those wrists prepared, ready for, you know, pressure, that would be good. So we'll start with a supine check-in today, do a little bit of Opu Lomi, some abdominal massage, and checking in, just seeing how the body's doing this morning, acknowledging what's going on, and then using our imagination to work with what's already going on also, which is healing. Okay? So why don't we go ahead and make our way down onto the ground and we'll just get the show on the road. All right. So laying on your back, please, just get yourself into a nice, comfortable position. And you can have your knees bent or straight. Choice is yours. I guess I'll go with a straight leg option this morning. And then we're just going to start by placing our hands on our abdominal area. So while you press your hands on your abdominal area, what I want you to do is I want you to apply an inward pressure on both your hands. So my hands are going in like this. Maybe you can see it from this position. So I'm just kind of coming in at a 45-degree angle and I'm pressing in to the sides of what would be my rectus abdominis. Okay? Just pressing in, letting go of unnecessary tension, and then let your body kind of show you how you need to move your fingers in order to get this part of your body relaxed. Okay? Let's start by lowering our knees from side to side and gently allow our hands to scoop around to the back side and massage into the back as well. Okay, so lower those knees from side to side, gently massaging from side to side as you go. Okay, inhale, exhale, nice and slow. See if when you breathe, you can feel the breath all the way through your thoracolumbar canister. That's basically everything between your ribs and the bottom of your pelvic bowl. See if every time you breathe, you can expand through all aspects of this thoracolumbar canister of sorts. And as you exhale, make sure you exhale slow, kind of like you're blowing through a straw. And just notice how that affects your focus, how that affects your overall sensation and your feeling in your body. You might notice that it makes you feel nice and relaxed. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to take some nice gentle clockwise circles on the abdominal area while we lower our knees from side to side. Okay, nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Now, if you want, what you can do is you can start to straighten out one leg across the body, and that gives you like a little bit of a rotational stretch and a little bit of a stretch to the posterior and lateral hip. Okay, so nice clockwise circles with the hands on the stomach, and then adding a nice gentle reach with the foot across the body. Inhale, exhale. Nice and relaxed. Just noticing how your body feels this morning. Notice the sensation of the ground supporting you. Allow all unnecessary stress and tension to sink in the floor below you. Okay, let's take our right full palm, place it on the side of our neck, stroke through the side of the neck, through the sternum, into the stomach. Switch sides. Just try to let go. Tune your attention inside and let go of unnecessary tension. Sometimes as we're stroking through the neck, you might notice some areas that feel tight, maybe need a little bit of extra squeeze, a little bit of extra attention this morning, and that's awesome. Make sure to give your body what it needs today. Just spending a few minutes relaxing ourselves before we get into more intense movement patterns. Okay? Got a little over a minute left. Okay? From here, let's do a good morning stretch. So all you do is you place your hands above your head or whatever direction feels right to you. For me, I'm going to use a little bit of a bent knee, straight leg combo here. And I'm just going to press through the heel and stretch through the body and then maybe I'll switch sides. Just give yourself a nice gentle stretch. There's a term for this. It's called pendiculation or a good morning stretch. And if you do this, it helps to reset the muscle tone in your body. So in other words, you could be holding stress subconsciously or armoring, tightening your body subconsciously. So any moment you think of it, take a nice little body guided stretch and you can help your body to reset itself so it feels more relaxed, more comfortable. Okay? All right, so we're moving into our first movement pattern this morning. It's going to be a supine bent knee spinal rotation. So staying in the same position we're in already, all we're going to do is we're going to place our arms above our head and we're going to slowly lower our knees from side to side. Now, if this movement's already really simple for you, go ahead and add that reach with the top leg. Okay? So knees roll from one side to the other. See if you can keep your shoulders on the ground. And you can have your shoulders in whatever position feels good to you. You can use like a goalpost arm situation. You can reach them high above your head. Whatever position feels good to you, that's where you want to do it. Okay? As you reach the leg across the body, you can add some gentle leg circles just to add a little bit of variation to the movement. And notice how that feels as you go. Got about another 15 seconds left. From here, we're going to transition into some bridging, some simple bridging this morning. So with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor, all you're going to do is you're going to press through those heels, lift the pelvis off the ground. Just notice how you feel this morning. Pick that pelvis off the ground, not extending through the back, but rather keeping a nice neutral spine, and then lower your pelvis to the ground. Okay? When you're ready, go ahead and press your pelvis right back up. Maybe draw your heels isometrically towards your glutes, and that'll help to activate the hamstrings as well. And that could be productive for you in addition to our glute activation. Okay? Slowly lower down. And for me, what I like to do when I'm lowering down is I like to lower one vertebrae at a time, starting with my mid back and then going to my lower back, and then finally the tip of my tailbone. Once I make it down there, I'll pulse up and down just a couple times just to relax my the conjunction or the articulation between my lumbar spine and my pelvis, and that feels real good. So just lift the pelvis up off the ground. When you lower down slowly, lower one vertebrae at a time. Nice and easy. Add some gentle hip movements. Whatever feels good to you, just relaxing the spine and activating the glutes. Okay? From here, we're going to move into our rocking. Okay? So all you have to do is you're going to take one knee towards the chest, then the other. If you need to, you can hold on to your knees for support or just below your knees, or more like your shin bone. And then you're going to bring your chin towards your chest and start rocking forward and back. Make sure that you don't have anything behind you so you don't smack your melon on the ground. And if you want, once you come to an upright position, you can add a gentle reach. So we rock back and then we add our gentle reach. That's it. Okay? So take your roll or your rock rather and make it whatever works best for you. So you'll notice I'm adding a little bit of a pulse up into the air. Whatever you like. Maybe when I come up, I want to come up into a figure four position. Sure, why not? We've got about 25 seconds left. And then we'll be going right back into our supine bent knee spinal rotations. This next time, we're going to add a reach. Big surprise on that one, I bet. Reaching? What a concept. Gotta reach for stuff in life. So it's a good idea to practice reaching, right? Okay, so from our supine position, bent knee, we're lowering our knees from side to side. This time we're just adding a reach. Okay, so as I lower my knees to the side, I'm just reaching up towards the sky. I can reach across my body. I can reach overhead, wherever you like. Okay, so we roll and reach and reach, 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 reach. Okay, so just pay attention to the different sensations that you feel and make sure that you relax, especially when you're rotating. So maybe breathe in the central position. And as you exhale, that's when you rotate and get that reach. Perhaps sweep the arm around as you reach. Reach, 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 and roll. Reach and roll. Reach and roll. You can play around with the speed. So maybe I touch something hot and I'm going to get my hand back. It gets my nice retraction exercise in the shoulder. Just like so. Okay, right back into our bridges. This time we're adding a reach with that one as well. So we got a bridge, and then we're going to roll onto one shoulder, add a gentle overhead reach. That's pretty much it. Okay, so again, bridge position, boom. We're going to roll onto one shoulder, and then add your reach. Nice and slow and controlled. Make sure this feels good for your body. Make sure it feels good, especially for that shoulder that you're rolling on top of. This is a great massage for the shoulder, but you want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that's comfortable for your body. Inhale, exhale. See if you can really push through those heels and really feel that connection throughout the whole body. 25 seconds. Nice and strong. Okay, from here we're going to be going right back into our rocking. This time we're going to add another reach or some reaching with our rocking. So we're going to rock just how we have been. And then again, we're going to just add a nice gentle reach. Okay, so you're rocking, come up, add your reach. Reaching in different directions. Perhaps you have something in your room that you can pick up and put somewhere else. Go right back into your rocking, switch sides. Perhaps you want to slow it down. Just make sure that you're breathing throughout the whole time. 30 seconds. Perhaps you want to add a little gentle massage when you come to your upright seated position. Feel free. You know what I'd say. Feel free. Okay? 10 seconds left. Going right back into our supine bent knee spinal rotation. And this time we're just going to add a roll with it. A complete roll. All right? So back on your backside, knees bent. We're going to take one arm above the head. We're going to lower the knees. We're going to reach, and this time we're going to straighten out the legs to come onto our stomach and then reverse the path. That's it. So we're just reversing from where we came from. Switch sides. So arms come above the head, knees lower, legs straighten onto your stomach. That's it. Reverse the path. Okay? So lower the knees, straighten the knees, onto your stomach, switch sides. So roll onto your back, knees are bent, arms are above the head, lower the knees to the side, roll to your side, add your reach if you like, and roll right onto your stomach, and that's it. For me, I always like to add some undulations of the lumbar spine when I roll onto my belly. It just feels real good. So maybe you want to do that as well. Give it a try. Reach and with control, roll. Okay. Okay. Let's get into our next bridge movement. So this time, when we do our bridge, we're going to do an escape. Okay. So we're pressing up our hips. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift one foot off the ground and back my caboose up. So all I'm doing is from my bridge, I'm lifting up one leg and I'm backing up my caboose, backing up my glutes or my butt. And then I'm going to come right back into my bridge, switch sides. So I lift one leg up and I escape out. Okay? So press. Now what might happen here is maybe, well, we don't need to get into unnecessary details, but let's just say we're launching somebody off that way and then we're escaping this way. All right, so press up and go. You don't have to launch or really thrust through the hips. It's just one movement to practice for practicality's sake in the realm of self-defense. Okay, just getting that thrust followed by that backup or that escape aspect. Okay. Okay, so right back into our last set of rocking. This time we're going to add a get up. Okay, so rock the way that you normally do, and you have options here. You can use the momentum of your rock to get to standing, or you can come into a figure four and use your hands to come to a nice upright standing position, and then lower yourself right back down onto the ground. Go right back into rocking. Inhale, exhale. Make sure that you're breathing the whole time. Really feeling the sensations of the ground underneath your feet, making contact, okay? We wear shoes a lot, which tends to impact the nerves of the feet and how they function. So we really want to pay attention to the sensations in the feet so that we can control the movements of our feet or of our foundation more productively. So use as many steps as you need to come to standing, go right back into rocking, and then come right back up. 10 seconds left. Our next movement is going to be a side bend sit hip swivel. So let's go ahead and come there right now. Here's our side sit position, okay? I got one knee bent in front, one knee bent in back. I'm going to post my hands behind and swivel those knees from side to side. So really pay attention to the sensations deep inside the hip and also pay attention to what's happening in the wrists because a lot of our movements from here on out are going to be loading those wrists. So while you transition from side sit one position or one side sit to the other side, add some wrist rolling, if you will. Just get those wrists ready for some more action, and you'll notice that that helps to mobilize your hips in your side sit position as well. So you swivel, wrist roll, swivel, wrist roll, wrist roll, wrist roll, whatever you like. Okay, if you want to take the hands out of it, make it more of an abdominal exercise, feel free. Remember, keep breathing. Especially in those positions that kind of make you go, huh, or hold the breath. Those are the positions that are letting you know that you need to practice breathing through those challenging positions. All right, so from here, we're going to roll onto our belly, onto our forearms, please. We're going to do a prone, hip hike, roll. So we're on our forearms. You're going to hike one hip up to the side, and then you're simply going to roll onto your back and then roll right back up into your position on your forearms. That's it. So we switch sides. Now I have a hip hike going on the other side. I straighten my arms out, lower, roll onto my back, and then reverse the path. It's that simple. Okay? So hip hike, lower down, roll, reverse the path. Just like that. Okay? You don't have to bring your hands to a prayer position when you come onto your back. That's just what I'm choosing to do. But you can feel the relationship between the upper and lower body as you do this movement. So pay attention to the sensations that you feel. Perhaps you try really hiking that hip up really far and then lower yourself down and then maybe even use that top foot to push you onto your backside. So there's so many different things we could do with that one. Okay? All right, from here, we're going to go into a hollow body hold. So all you're doing is you're laying on your back. You're going to bring your knees towards your chest, palms together. I'm going to inhale, exhale. As I exhale, I'm going to bring myself into an extended position with the arms and the legs. Okay? Hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds and then bring it right back to your central position. Okay? So inhale, exhale. Remember, the movement happens on the exhalation. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then when you're ready, bring it right back in. Okay? Inhale, exhale. Hold, and then bring it right back. Got about 10 seconds left. See if you can get another rep in there. Okay, guys. Rock yourself up to a seated position, right back into our side sit position, please. All right, so this time we're going to do a kick out. So I'm going to take that back leg off the ground. I'm going to kick it forward, switch, and then bring the new leg back. That's it. Okay, so kick that leg out, then switch, control that movement as you bring it back behind you. Okay, so nice and slow and controlled the whole time. Staying nice and active through the feet, legs, core, really the whole body. And about 35 seconds left. This is really a great exercise for the quadricep muscles, those muscles on the front side of the femur. Upper bone leg, upper leg bone, upper bone leg. Oh man, can always tell it's early. Start jumbling my words. Actually, that happens like all the time. Okay. Maybe not all the time, but all right. So right back onto your forearm plank position, please. It's not really a plank, but we got our belly situated nice and comfy on the ground. So same thing as last time. Hike that hip up to the side, maybe do a couple hip hikes each side. And then when you're ready, lower down, roll. And if you want, this time you can roll all the way to the other side. So you roll, come right back into my forearm with the hip hike. Okay? So sides, roll, switch side, roll, roll. So just notice how the leg kind of leads and guides the movement. So as I start to roll, I'm using my hip to sit back. And then as I roll over, I'm using my other leg to kind of lead and use the momentum and the weight of my leg to pull me onto my stomach. Okay, about 10 seconds left. And then we'll be going right back into our hollow body extensions or our hollow body hold. Okay, so hollow body position, what's that mean? It means knees are bent, means that the arms or the hands are together in front of the chest. Inhale, exhale. Remember, as you exhale, we're going to move right into our nice long extension. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then when you're ready, you feel a nice little, rumble in the abdominal area because you're using those abdominal muscles. Then when you're ready, come right back up. Okay? So you can hold this position as long as what's comfortable for you, or in order for you to reach whatever goal it is that you have for your movement practice today. Perhaps you want to add some, movements of the legs. Cool. Perhaps you want to try moving one leg at a time. Maybe you want to move opposite arm, opposite leg. Sure, whatever you like. The idea is to activate the abdominal wall. Okay, 15 seconds left. And right back into our side sit position for one last set. Okay, so let's go ahead and rock ourselves up right into our side sit position. So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to add a hip press followed by a reach forward and a reach back. That's it. So I'm in side sit. I hinge forward at the waist, press myself up, reach forward, reach back, lower myself down, switch sides. That's it. So now I got my other leg forward, hinge, press, reach, reach. That's it. Okay? So switch, hip press, reach, reach, lower down, switch sides. Got about 20 seconds left to enjoy this movement. So just take your time and notice the sensations that you feel. What tissues are working when you do this particular movement? Are you comfortable when you're doing this movement? Is there a way to modify what you're doing to make it just challenging enough so that you're getting a benefit, but not so difficult that you're hurting yourself? You don't want to do that. All right, right back onto our forearms, please, on our belly. So last set of our prone belly rolls, if you will. So again, you're hiking one hip up to the side. Lower yourself down nice and small. Get yourself onto your back side and then roll all the way over to the other side. Okay, right up onto your belly. Okay, so hike the hip, lower down, get your roll on, switch sides. That's it. These movements are so safe, so productive. This really help you to get some action, get some movement going in the body in a safe and productive way. Navigating the ground is one of the most productive ways that we can practice moving. Nice and strong. Got about 15 seconds left. Really focus in and dial your attention into the quality of movement. Feel each part of the body as you roll and as you move into your new position. Okay? We're going to do one last set of our hollow body extensions. Let's go ahead and get it. Okay? So again, hollow body extension. We got our knees bent towards our chest. We got our palms situated on connecting right in front of the chest as well. Inhale, exhale. As you exhale, go ahead and move right into that beautiful extension. For me, all I'm doing is I'm only staying in this extended position for as long as my exhalation goes. And then as soon as I'm going to take in my next breath, I'm already coming into this crunched position again. So inhale in the crunched position, 30 seconds left. Exhale as you go. We're going to be moving into some standing movements next, starting with a standing hip hinge. Real basic movement, but a critical movement. Got about 10 seconds left. So just keep enjoying your hollow body extensions. Okay, let's go ahead and rock ourselves up to a standing position, please. All right. So from your standing position, your feet are roughly shoulder width apart. All we're going to do is we're going to create some length through the spine, and we're just going to hinge forward at the hips, keeping that and maintaining that neutral spine. So if you want, what you can do is you can place your hands on your hips and just use your hands to kind of direct the movement of the hips forward, and only go as far as you can without rounding through the back. So you're only hinging at the hips, and that's it. Got about 35 seconds left to explore this movement. Inhale in the standing position, exhale as you lower into your hinge. Nice and easy, nice and strong. This is already way too easy and you want to add a gentle reach down towards the ground, feel free. Our next movement is going to be a tripod lowering to the ground and using rocking to get back up. All right, so let's take our stance double shoulder width apart. We're going to lower one hand towards the ground. This is our tripod transition. So we're going to take the same side leg underneath. You're going to rock and you're going to reverse the path. So I press up onto my hand and take that leg back. Now I'm back into my sumo squat or standing position. So switch sides, lower your hand down. Same side leg comes under the body, rock, and then reverse the path to come right back up to standing. Take your time. Use as many props or as many supports as you need to make this movement happen. Nice gentle rocking back. You know, if you really need to use those hands and a lot of different positions to come to standing, that's totally cool. Okay, so nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Lower yourself down. Nice broad base of support by spreading those fingers wide and pressing evenly throughout all the fingers. Okay, guys, so from here, we're going to do a tripod transition, okay? Now what that means is I'm going to go from a crawling position to an inverted crawling position. So let's start with that basic movement. All we're going to do is, from our hands and knees, is we're going to lower our hips down to the ground. And as we do, we're going to straighten out that leg. And now just bring the hand behind me and prop yourself up. This is inverted crawl. Let's reverse the path. So we lower our hips down, draw the leg under the body. Now you're right back into your knee hand crawl position, switch sides. Okay, so again, you're just going to take one leg under the body, and you can even just sit on your butt if you like, just kind of pausing in this position, and then reverse the path. Okay. So we got a nice new position here. Switch sides, got about 20 seconds left. Just moving from our inverted crawl to our knee hand or foot hand crawl, whichever movement or position feels best to you. Okay, we're going to go right back into our standing hip hinge. So let's come to standing, please. This time we're going to stagger our stance. So before our feet were parallel, now you're just going to take one foot forward. Same exact movement though. Long through the spine first, hands on the hips. Inhale, exhale. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward at the hips. You'll notice that you'll get a nice accentuated stretch on the backside of the front leg. Okay, when you're ready, come right back up. Switch sides. So other leg is forward. Inhale, exhale. Tilt the pelvis forward only as far as what's comfortable for you. Remember, you don't want to go into a position where you have to round your back. Not now. That's not wrong. It's just not what we're doing right now. Okay? So switch stance, other foot forward, inhale, exhale, nice and strong as you hinge forward at the hips. Okay, notice that you're feeling for strength. You're not just trying to passively fold into this position. This is an active mobilization. Okay, switch sides. Okay, we're going to be going right back into our tripod lowering and using rocking to get up. So let's go ahead and get there. We're just going to take our feet double shoulder width apart. Lower one hand down onto the ground, kind of like a football player. We're going to lower same side leg towards the ground and then bring it under the body. Okay? From here, you're going to rock back, come back up to seated position, and then reverse the path. Come right back up. Okay, if this one's really simple for you and you already got it dialed in, then maybe you can start to add little variations that work for you. Perhaps you want to hop around a little bit, crunch up real tight. Just make it work for you. That's the main thing. This is a good fluid way of lowering ourselves down to the ground and then coming right back up. 20 seconds left. From here, we're going to be going right back into our knee hand crawl position. And we're going to use a kick over to transition into our inverted crawl. So let's go ahead and come down onto the ground into our knee hand crawl position. Now check this out. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knees up off the ground. I'm going to lift one leg over, and that's going to take me into my inverted crawl. Okay? From here, I'm simply going to reach back over and reverse the path of movement. I'm right back into my foot hand crawl position. Switch sides. Okay? So, knees are about an inch or two off the ground. Reach through the leg. Feel that connection between the arm and the leg, slowly lowering down. Now you're in your inverted crawl. It's like a tongue twister. Okay, reverse the path. So you're reaching over, coming right back into your foot hand crawl. About 30 seconds left. Crawl around a little bit. Feel free. Okay, so when you're ready, go ahead and kick that leg over, coming into your inverted crawl. Perhaps add some crawling in that position too. Feel free. You know, your movements don't have to be so exaggerated. They can be quite small as well, and that's okay. All right, guys, so let's go back into our standing hip hinge one last set. Okay? So this time, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to do a combination of all the ones we just did. So start with your feet parallel, hip hinge, then stagger your stance, hip hinge, stagger your stance again, hip hinge. Okay, the only other thing that we can add this one, if you want, is you can add a gentle arm sweep. So I can sweep my arms from side to side and then come right back up, switch. So I'm going to go to my parallel stance again, hinge. This time I might even round through the back on this last set, that's okay. And just get that nice gentle arm sweep. About 30 seconds left. So just take your time, enjoy this movement. Stagger your stance when you're ready. Hip hinge, sweep. Just nice and easy. It's not about how far you can go. It's really just about, oh, I've hinged over it. Now I want to grab this way or I want to move that way. It's just adding context or variations to enhance the quality or the benefit of your movement practice. Okay? Okay, so tripod lowering with rocking to get back up. Last set, same thing as last time. So all you got to do is feet double shoulder width apart. When you're ready, lower that hand down. Get your rocking on, and then come right back up. Okay, see if you can keep your body nice and soft. Even as I place my hand on the ground, I want to try to keep my body light so I'm not just jamming into my joints. I have about 50 seconds left to enjoy this movement pattern. So see if you can really maximize what you're able to get out of it. Lower yourself down in whatever way works for you. Okay? The main goal of this movement pattern is to lower yourself to the ground and come back up with relative ease. And if we use momentum, it can make it a little easier. About 20 seconds left. Now we're going to go right back into our knee hand crawl position, working those tripod transitions. One last set. Got about 5 seconds left though, so let's get another rep in of our tripod lowering, rocking, and get up. Okay, let's go into our last set of knee hand crawl tripod transitions. Okay, so this time you can do whatever one you want. You can lower your caboose to the ground, bring one leg under. You can also take one leg over and get into your inverted crawl that way. Remember, it doesn't have to look the way that I'm doing it. It's just I'm giving you some ideas of how to move and you're making it work for you. Because we're just practicing navigating the ground with fluidity. And these movements help to protect your body in the unlikely event that you have a spill or a fall, or you're just trying to navigate the ground. Obviously, if I'm planting my garden, probably not going to be doing these type of movements, but hey, you never know. Okay, so you're using tripod transition in whatever way that works best for you. Nice and strong the whole time. Okay, so we're going to go into our last movement series. We're going to start from a standing position and we're going to do some sprawls and we'll also do some lateral swing jumps. So let's go ahead and come to standing, please. So from our standing position, our sprawl is a fall forward. So we're just going to do that in a controlled way. So I'm just going to lower myself down, maybe through a squat position. I'm going to reach my hands out in front of me, and then I'm going to reach my legs back, or at least one of my legs back, and lower myself to the ground, almost like a push-up. So I'm just doing this action here, okay? So, and then I'm just going to bring myself right back up to standing. Okay, so my starting position is standing. I'm going to slowly lower myself down and then press myself right back up, right into my standing position, staying nice and light. If this is really easy for you, then you can start to maybe come from a little higher of a height. So maybe instead of lowering myself down, I just kind of drop myself, and whatever height works for you, that's the one you want to use. Okay, stay nice and relaxed. Got about 10 seconds left, so see if you can't get another rep in. The lowering aspect is a great way to strengthen your body and also develop nice looking muscles. Okay, our last movement is a lateral swing jump. So from our standing position, all we're going to do is going to reach one leg behind, and with that same leg, I'm going to hop to the other side. So I'm hopping and going. So I swing the leg back and hop. Now, if you want to kind of pause and balance on one foot, that's a great option. If you want to lower yourself down towards the ground by stepping behind, that's a nice option. Got about 40 seconds left. See if you can use this movement to focus on the strength of the legs. Okay? Nice and controlled through those legs the whole time. So I'm really awake and aware through my feet. 20 seconds left. You want to add a little hop Whatever you do, just make sure it's controlled. Okay, so going right back into our sprawls. Okay, so remember, use the variation that works for you. It's not wrong to go very slow. In fact, I would prefer you go slow and focus on quality of movement versus going faster and risking injury. It's not worth it. So take yourself nice and slow, you know, always making sure to bring your head off to the side. And then when you're ready, come right back up to standing. Start all over again. Got about 40 seconds left. Take your time. You know, there's always a lot of variations we can find. I can pretend I'm going to start the fall. Maybe I go over and then I press myself out of it. Perhaps I go down twice before I even stand up again. Choice is yours. And you want to make sure that you're getting what you need out of this workout today. You really just kind of feel that whole body connection. Lower yourself down and come right back up. All right, guys, let's get back into our swing jumps, please. Remember, you want to accentuate and slow down any part of this movement that feels good to you. You want to give yourself the freedom to explore movement and positions. Okay? We're practicing feeling movement, not just doing movement. We're practicing feeling. And when we do that, we're creating a healthier relationship with our body. And intimacy, as Dr. Tony Evans says, cultivates capacity. So our ability to move our body with control, our ability to interpret the messages of the body has a lot to do with how much time we spend taking our attention inside, especially when things don't hurt. It's good practice. Okay, guys, last set of sprawls. Let's get it. So remember, find a variation that works for you. If you want to just straight up do push-ups right about now, that's cool too. Because ultimately a sprawl is a push-up. Well, it's focusing on the negative rep, so it's a great push-up. So even if push-ups are hard for you, I would encourage you to practice the lowering aspect. So perhaps I just stay on my knees and I slowly lower myself towards the ground. This helps to cultivate more strength and more muscle tone than just the concentric or the shortening or the push up movement. It has its benefit. I'm just saying that the lowering aspect has a tremendous benefit as well. So you can play around with lowering your body with your arms in different positions. Because that's what happens in life. Sometimes you have an arm position that is weird or wonky, and that's what you want to prepare yourself for is the stuff that we're, that's not normal. Like falling, it's not normal. Okay, nice and strong the whole time. Okay, let's go into our lateral swing jumps. One last set. Remember, you got a lot of options here. Keep yourself nice and loose, and when you're ready, bam, hop your foot over. Keep yourself nice and cool. Hop over. Hop over. Doesn't have to be too far, just, whatever distance feels good to you. Could be a short one, more like a dance. I don't know who dances like that, but that's okay. You guys get the point. Nice and strong the whole time. Remember, Take your time and move in a way that works good for your body. Got about 25 seconds left to enjoy this last movement. About 10 seconds left. Nice and strong. Almost done. Okay. Let's go into a cool down, everybody. So first cool down movement is going to be a high hip crawl. So you're just going to bring your hands down onto the ground, almost like a downward dog. And all we're going to do is we're going to walk forward and walk back. Now let's add some side steps. One direction, side steps the other direction. This is really good for getting some nice opening and length through the posterior chain in the body. Okay, from here, we're going to move into some lateral lunges. So with our feet double shoulder width apart, you're just going to shift your body weight from side to side. Nice and slow. Keep your feet flat on the ground or move them in a way that works for your body. If this is really easy and you want to add a little bit of more activity, you can keep your torso upright. And just feel the support of the ground under your feet this morning. Nice and strong. Okay. From here, you might want to grab a pillow or something that you can put under your knee. All we're going to do is we're going to lower one knee down towards the ground, and we're going to stretch the front side of our hip. So we're going to get ourselves into a good position, nice and long through the spine by pressing through the crown of the head. Okay. From here, you're just going to add some gentle circular motion. So if you notice, I'm taking my body weight around and I'm massaging the head of the femur inside the hip joint. So I'm just taking my time and just feeling the sensations in there and making sure it feels good. Remember, if it feels sketchy, that's a sign that your body's letting you know, hey, dial it down, scale it down, slow it down, decrease the range of motion, do something, because this shouldn't be painful, okay? There might be some therapeutic discomfort aspects that manifest, but in general, you kind of want to follow that feel good principle. If it feels good, probably doing something productive for the body. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. Okay, so other knees down. Get yourself into that nice elongated spine position first. The feet are nice and active. Okay, so I got those toes bent on the back side and they're active. So even though my focus and my attention is mobilizing and stretching through the hip, I also want to pay attention to the sensation of the control and the connection of the feet. Okay, so nice and gentle circles. Just making yourself nice and long, making sure your breath is expansive. Breathing and expanding in those lower ribs, front, sides, and back as you go. Okay, nice and easy. Let's go ahead and switch sides, please. This time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some arm variations. So I'm going to place, so whatever leg is back, I'm going to place that same side arm down onto the ground. And I'm just going to lower my pelvis towards the ground and get a nice added stretch. Okay, perhaps you even want to bend the knee and add some leg bone rotations. Just be careful because the knee needs to have support for this one. If you don't have a pillow or something under your knee, you probably just want to kind of chill in this one position. You can also flex the toes and lift the knee up off the ground as well for another variation. Inhale, exhale, nice and strong. Perhaps look around in your environment, just being nice and strong the whole time. Now from here, we're going to squeeze through the hip to bring our hips back. Okay? And then we're just going to accentuate a nice gentle stretch now in the front leg. Okay, back side of the front leg. Okay, you can add some gentle leg bone rotations if you like. Whatever works for you. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to come out of this position. You're going to bring your other knee down towards the ground. Get yourself into a nice position first, long through the spine. Then that same side arm, so whatever leg is back, same side arm is going to come down into the ground. Okay, you can flex your toes, lift the knee up off the ground. You can play around with bending the knee, getting some leg bone rotations, whatever you like. I really like this variation this morning, feels real good to me, so I'm going to explore that further. Wrist was feeling funky, so now I'm moving to a loose fist. Okay, so you're always paying attention to what's happening in the body and making your adjustments. Okay, breathe deeply and expansively through all positions that you find yourself in, please. Perhaps you want to bring yourself down towards the ground a little bit more. Choice is yours. Okay. All right. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to get into a frog stretch. Okay, so a frog stretch means that we're going to be on our hands and knees. We're going to take our knees a little further apart, and we're going to shift our body weight forward and back, nice and slow. Okay? So just applying different angles of pressure into the hip joint. Okay, so as you drop your weight back, perhaps pause there, maybe bring your attention into your coccyx or the tip of your tailbone, and maybe make some circles with your coccyx in both directions. Just surrendering unnecessary tension, feeling the micro movements as you go, and then gently bring your body weight forward. Okay, almost into more of an extension of the spine, an extension of the hip. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Okay, let's drop our weight back. This time maybe come down onto your forearms. Just explore the sensations there. Maybe bring the undulations and movement of the spine a little bit further up the chain, up into the mid-back. Maybe even up into the neck area, nice and strong. Okay, from here, you're going to straighten one leg behind. So you're just getting a nice opening through the front side of the hip. You can bend the knee if you like. Add some gentle leg bone rotations. Okay, and then let's switch. So now you're going to bring the other leg straight. Just turn so you can see my body, what's happening here. Okay, so I can straighten the leg. I'm getting a really beautiful stretch on the straight leg side. Nice and relaxed the whole time. Hopefully you're feeling beautiful and strong and healthy. And I'm hoping that this movement practice we just did is going to set you up for being focused and strong the rest of the day. Okay, so if you happen to have the luxury or the time to hang out here a little bit longer, perhaps roll onto your back and hang out for maybe 2, 5, 10 minutes and just breathe and relax, that would be great. But if you're like me and you got to get on with the rest of your day, I would encourage you to do that as well. Did you like that? Did you like that movement practice? I hope you did, because you know I most certainly enjoyed it. Yeah, I kind of fell off the wagon last week and I, had a lot of going on, didn't really exercise very much. So this was very much of like a take care of the body, re-enter the world of movement type session. So hopefully you enjoyed that and hopefully it leaves you feeling really good and strong for the rest of your day today. That's my main goal. So thank you again for being with me today. I appreciate you. And please keep coming back, and I will too. God willing, I'll be here every time. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Peace.